Hey guys, if you saw my sort of spam of Fearless Vampire Killer videos from their concert last Wednesday, then you will probably have guessed that I went to said concert last Wednesday. On that day, I also got to interview them, which is pretty fucking cool. Basically, I'm just gonna talk about that and fangirl a bit because I can. For the past couple of years, Mike James Rock Show has done a competition each year when FVK play in either Plymouth or Exeter to interview them for them. In the past 2 years, my friends have won. 2 of my friends have won, and this year I won. I was pretty proud of my entry, and you know, I would have been pretty sad if I didn't win, but I did win, so it's okay. A couple of people have said like they wanted to see my entry because it was pretty funny, so I might post it somewhere eventually. So I had to be there about like an hour and a half earlier to meet Mike and do the interview, which was fine because I got there like 2.5 hours earlier anyway, and just hung out with people first, and it was nice. And then I started to get like I felt really sick like when I knew it was like coming towards the time to interview them, and I was like, oh god, it's gonna happen soon, oh my god, oh god, oh, and I just felt like really sick. Just like, not like I was actually gonna throw up, but just like not a good feeling in, the really nervous, like, oh, everything's gonna go bad feeling. That I had that for ages, and all my friends were like, oh, you'll be fine, just relax, just, you know, you've met them before, just speak to them, like, you know, just, it'll be just normal conversation, or you'll be, and I was actually like, no, I can't do it, oh god, no, goodbye. I was like freaking out pretty much all day about like just anything that could have gone wrong, anything that I would say that would be stupid or awkward, or if I did something dumb, or if it just went badly, or just, oh, everything. I was literally worried that I just wouldn't be able to like talk, because I've talked to them all before, but never like all at once. Like, it's quite daunting, like when it's just there, and it's, oh, I spend about 20 minutes like sorting myself out before I start a video like this. Like, I'll spend there like 10 minutes trying to sort my camera out and making sure it's focused and making sure the settings are right and making sure everything's fine, and then I'll spend like 10 minutes being like, right, what can I say, how can I start this, what am I even trying to do here? And then it was literally like, right, camera's on, start, and I was like yeah. So then when Mike came out and for me to meet him, and then we went into the venue, we had to walk through whilst another band was sound checking, and it's quite weird like being, because there's all these just dudes like who are busy and they're just setting stuff up, and you're just there like, I am a child, I am a fan, and I'm just walking through this place that I feel like I shouldn't be in. And then we went out into the smoking area outside, and it was quite nice because it was like, there was a clear roof on top, so if it rained it'd be fine, but it also had nice lighting. And I just stood there for about, I think we were waiting for about half an hour-ish, probably about 20 minutes, in that area, and I was just like pretending to be on my phone for like ages, like, I'm not awkward, I'm totally fine. And I texted like loads of my friends being like, oh my god, it's starting soon, I'm fucking shitting it, and like none of them replied, and I was like, you absolute bitches. Just there like pretending to talk to nobody because nobody was replying to me, because they'd probably been sick of me going on about it all day, and I don't really blame them. Oh, and then they all replied like afterwards by the time I'd finished, and I was like, yeah, thanks for that, like it's over now, go home. And then Mike went out to try and find them or whatever, and I was just stood there on my own. Like, he had set his camera up and I was just stood there against this wall, just like, you know, awkward teenager pretending to be on phone. Band members kept walking like in and out to like smoke and just talk and shit, and I'm just there like, and they were just like, sup. It was a weird 20 minutes, I'll be honest. And then I just felt the sicky feeling build up, and all I had was to drink my orange juice and try not to cry. And then eventually I was like pretending to be on my phone still, just, you know, hair over face, nobody look at me, pretend I'm not here, I'm just gonna crawl into the corner and die. And then I heard them coming, I heard them through the door, and I was like, shit, this is it, just pretend I don't know they're there. They're my favourite band, they're not approaching me right now. That didn't work very well, so yeah. But Kia came in first, and if you know me, then you know that like Kia's my fave. Not just like favourite in the band, he's like my fave person just in general. And he came in first, and I was like, I don't know you're here, I'm just playing on my oh, smooth. It was alright, because then he was like, oh hey love, didn't know it was you, and then he gave me a hug, and I was like, oh I feel better now. And they all came in, and it was really awkward because like, well, it wasn't awkward, but I found it awkward because I am an awkward person. And they were like, I don't know whether to like give you a handshake or like hug you or what is this, because it's like kind of formal, but it's not, because like I'm a fan and it's like hi, and I fine, we'll shake hands and hug awkwardly, and yeah. And then Lawrence was like, your hands are freezing, and I just went, yeah, that's because they're cold. And then they all sort of stood in a line in front of the camera, and I'm just there like getting my questions out because I'm prepared as fuck. Mike joined us and introduced us to the thing, and then he left, and I was like, ah shit, I need to ask questions now. And it went quite well, I think. I mean, it could have gone worse, definitely. I didn't fuck up, but like afterwards I came out and people were like, oh, you were in there for ages, how long did the interview last? And literally I could not say. I had no idea how long I was actually talking to them for, because it felt like it went on for ages, but then by the time it finished it felt like it had been like 10 seconds. It's a weird feeling. Then I felt really like kind of pressured through it, because Mike said I only had like 10 minutes or something, and I was like, oh god, I don't want to go over, but I can't just sit here like staring at my freaking watch, or didn't even have a watch on, so that's pointless saying that. I couldn't keep track of how long it was, but I was lucky that I'd gotten a good amount of questions, and the answers lasted long enough that it did go to about, I think it was about 11 minutes-ish, I think, the final video, and nothing was like cut out majorly, so it was all good, I think, yeah. After my last question, Lawrence said he liked my nails, and then I just started fangirling. Fangirling? Oh, funny! But you'll see that in the video if you go watch it, which you should. And then after that, I couldn't remember how I'd gotten from where I was to back outside, so I was like, Mike, can you like take me to back, please, because I forgot where I am. And he was like, yeah, in a minute. And then he went off to like do something, and I was just stood there like, okay. and then he was like, Drew and Lawrence were talking about some sort of milk, and then as soon as Drew mentioned orange juice, I was like, I love orange, and then we were like, yeah, juice is great. And I said about how I asked someone once if they like juice, and they said depends what mood I'm in, and I was like, you don't need to be in the mood for juice. Drew was like, yeah, you don't need to be in the mood for juice, every time is juice time. And then I was like, we have a mutual agreement about juice, and it was brilliant. And we just talked about juice for about 5 minutes, and I left and went back outside. Oh, and then Lawrence was like, oh, are you going to the gig? And I was like, are you asking me? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yes, obviously, I am stood here in a Fearless Vampire Killers t-shirt, and why would I go home now? I did obviously say that because I'm too awkward to try and be my sarcastic self. And then when I went back outside the door, literally just got swarmed by people asking me about it, and all I could do was kind of go and then I ate a chicken sandwich and just waited for the concert to start. But yeah, it was a pretty good interview, I think. I've had a few people tell me that they found it funny, which is good, because whenever I watch it, I'm sort of just like, that's not me, oh god, that's so weird, because it is me, but it's like, that's not me, but it's me. I'm there. And especially when you watch an interview that you've never seen before, like everything is like new, you don't know what to expect, you don't know what they said, and like you find things funnier. And then when it's something that you are in, it's very hard to like not look at it and be really critical. You can't just sit and enjoy it as if you've never seen it before. It's like when you like draw something and you've been staring at it ages, working on it, and then you're like, oh it's shit, and then someone's like, no, it's amazing, and it's like, to me it looks shit, I've been staring at it too long. It's the same thing. So I just am going to go by what other people are saying and say that it's good, just because then it'll make me feel better. If you want to go watch that, which you definitely do, you can click here in this space created by my arms, or you can go in the link down below, or you could just type in Mike James Rock Show Fearless Vampire Killers May 2015, I think, maybe. If you go onto his channel, it'll be one of his recent-ish interviews, and it'll be me stood there with FEK, so it's pretty easy to find in theory, but I still would suggest clicking on this whirlpool thing I'm creating for you. And FEK are still on tour at the moment, so you should definitely go watch them if you can make any of the remaining dates, because they're really good live and they have lots of nice songs and they play them well and it's fun. So you should do that. I'll put the rest of the dates down there, so you have no excuse to be like, oh, I didn't know they were playing there, because I'm fucking telling you where there's left to go see them. So you've got no excuse. I'll even put links in of where to get the tickets. So I'm making it so easy for you, it's unreal. Like, come on, that way. And if you can't go down there for some reason, then just freaking Google it. You have the internet, else you wouldn't be watching this. Okay? So yeah, it was a good night overall. Saw Myth City, they're good, and it was nice because I got to meet one of my favourite YouTubers, Mazzy Maz, and that was pretty cool. And then I told him that he was one of my favourite YouTubers, and he was like, oh my god, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and then I was like, I do YouTube videos as well, but they're shit, and he was like, oh, yeah, what's your YouTube channel? And then I told him, and he was like, that's such a cool name, I'm never going to forget that. And I was like, you should subscribe to me, and he was like, oh my god, I will. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to me yet, fucking better do, okay? Because you said you would. It was a good night overall, I'll be honest. And I won 2 competitions. I won the interview competition, and then I also won a competition that FEK ran themselves to design a poster for the show you're going to, and I did, and it won, and I was really like scared that it wouldn't win. The other entries for Plymouth were like, I thought they were like really good, and I was just like, oh my god, no, I'm gonna lose because they're so much better than mine. And then when I got them to sign my poster afterwards, they were like, oh my god, yeah, that's the winning poster. Luke said something like, oh yeah, as soon as we saw it we knew that was the winner. And then when Kia signed it, he was like, I picked that, and I was like, thanks. And then Lawrence was like, oh, so you're a double winner then? And I was like, yeah, I may have cried when I found out. May have cried. I cried. It was a pretty good week in general, because then me and Natasha went up to their meetup thing in London on Saturday, and I took a lot of photos and a lot of videos during it, so I'm going to make another video about that, because I think that'll be a cool video thing to watch for either people that didn't get to go and want to sort of feel part of it maybe, or people that don't know much about FEK and that side of me, so you can see that. It might be a good video, so subscribe to see it, and then you'll know when I post it, and then you can watch it, and then it will all be good. And also, thumbs up for me for actually doing a video when it's still daytime. Like, yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say. I think, as usual, I'll probably stop filming this and then be like, oh, I forgot to say that, but I can't be bothered to put my camera back up and re-record it, so let's just pretend it was never meant to be there. That basically happens in every video. Every video that I've made is basically like only half of what I had planned. So, yeah.